Okay, let me share my screen. Okay, so in today's sessions, we are going to talk about the very important session. Okay, that is store procedure. Okay, so
Hmm.
last time I said, right, the joins, and which is very important part in the SQL journey. So the same way, this store procedure is again a very important part in the SQL when you work in the real industry projects in the in companies. All your business logic, the complex logics, and the code is written into the store procedures, and that is gets saved on your database. Okay, so we are going to understand few things about the store procedures. Okay, so let me open this. Okay, so today we are going to discuss about what is store procedures. Okay, and again, I will explain you why we use the store procedures. Okay, and there's a lot of points. Okay, how to create and all that stuff. So these are the points that we are going to talk about. Okay, so first of all, just we'll go to basic definitions. Okay, and don't worry if you not understand the store definitions. Don't worry, just you'll understand at the end of the session. You will understand everything. Okay, so store procedure in SQL is a precompiled set of SQL statement. Okay, so what you understand from this, just forget about the precompiled for now. Okay, it is just a set of SQL statements, right, that we are writing the queries, select, joins, and some complex logics, right? In the last sessions we figured out some patient details, right? So I admitted 30 days, right? So we have written some code, right?
Yeah.
That's some SQL statement. So simply store
But
procedure is
just a second.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no power in this.
Okay, no problem.
Is it showing? Oh shit. Yeah, it's fine now. Yeah.
Okay, good. So what is store procedure? Simply, it is just set of SQL statement, okay, and that can be stored in a database and executed whenever needed. Okay, so we'll understand this, how to store in database and how I can execute this whenever I'm needed. Okay, now currently, okay, so we'll understand why we need a store procedure. So currently, tell me, right, whatever the sessions we have did, right, so what are the SQL statements, what are the SQL queries that you already saved on your local machine, right? Right,
Yes, sir.
that code you have
Yeah.
saved, and every time if I ask you, right, write, I want all the order details, customer details, so you have to write every time, you have to open this file, otherwise you have to write that code again and again, right? Right, so
Yeah.
what if instead of that, if I get something, right, where I can store in my database and I execute multiple times, right? So that will be useful, right? So
Yeah.
considering there's a lot of scenarios, okay, so based on that, it can be reusability, right? So instead of writing the code every single times, I will get this code, I can reuse that code, right? There's some performance and security related stuff as well related to that store process that will also
Hmm.
cover in detail. Okay, so don't worry about this part. So we'll understand basic how or what is how to create store procedures and what is the use of this. Okay, and we'll understand these definitions at the end of these sessions. Okay, so you not need to bother about it. Okay, so let's say this is my customer table. Okay, select star
Hmm.
from customer. Okay, this is my data. So let's say you have the n number of lines of code. Okay, so business logics. In previous sessions we have seen, right, that we have written some logic related for that patient details, right? So we have written city, and then we got this patient details, right? So these are nothing but the set of codes, right? These are nothing but the SQL statements, right? So let's say
Yeah.
this is my one. We'll go with one simple example. Okay, first select star from customer. Okay, so this is my customer data. Now, every times, let's say if I ask to find out the customer list of the customer from this table. Okay, so you have to every times you have to go to this database. You have to write this, right. The first name,
Hmm.
then last name. Okay, I don't
Hmm.
want email and phone number is confidential, right? So I don't want to show this. Okay, then I want to show gender, let's say city, okay, state, and let's say country that I want to show. Okay,
Hmm.
from customer table. Okay, so this is the meaningful data that I want to show. Okay, I want a list of all these customers. So every times when someone asks, give me the list of customers, so every times you have to write this columns, right? This table and select statements. Let's say in case if someone asks you to find the customer along with their orders, so you have to do joins with orders, along with you have to join with the product tables, right? So you have to write every time. Okay. So what if instead of this, can I store this statement, SQL statement somewhere in my SQL database so that I can execute multiple times and it can save my time, right? So I can have that reusability, right? So
Yeah.
there is a concept in store SQL, that is store procedures. Okay, so using store procedures, name itself saying, right, it's store your procedures. Procedure means your set of codes that
Yeah.
store into the database. Okay, so very simple. The syntax for this is very simple. Okay, I will show you the syntax. So let's go to this database, right? Sorry, let me go to new window. Okay, this is my statement. Okay, so what is syntax for creating a new store procedures? Okay, so create procedure. Okay, and you have to give the procedure name. Okay, now procedure name, what I will give the procedure name, like let's say this is my store procedure. Okay, so I'm giving I will use the naming conventions USP. Okay, now why I'm using the
Oh.
USP? Because it is user defined store procedures. Okay, there are two types of store procedures. One is user defined store procedure, one is the system defined store procedure. Okay, system defined store procedures. So we'll discuss this also, okay, in detail, but right now just understand the why I'm giving this USP, because it's my user defined the store procedures. That's it. Okay, this is the naming conventions. You can give anything, but this is the standard that we are following. Okay, and here I'm giving get customer details. Okay, so this is my syntax. Okay, as uh, begin, and here I'm giving end.
Okay. Yeah.
Got it? Control shift U. You have to keep this always
Mm.
capital. Okay, so it's very simple. Okay, so I'm just commenting this. Your syntax is like create procedure, procedure name as begin and end, and you have to give your SQL logic here, your set of SQL code. Okay,
Mm.
now
Yeah.
if I execute this, you can see that command completed successfully. That means my uh, store procedure is created. Okay,
Mm. Yeah.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
I think my camera is off. Okay, just
Yeah.
give me 1 minute. No problem. Okay. Okay, so far so good. Understand?
Yes, sir.
Very simple,
Yeah.
right? Very clear, right? Now I have created the store process. Now interesting part is that now where this store process gets saved, right?
Mm.
In my database,
Yeah.
where the store process gets saved. Okay, so just go to what is my database currently? Amazon database. So definitely it is created in my Amazon database, right? So let's go
Yeah.
to your database. Okay, and just
Mhm.
refresh this. Okay, and then just go here. Okay, go to there. Here is your tables, right? So you just go to the programmability. In
Mhm.
programmability, just go to the store procedure. Okay, here is your store procedure. So if you click here, you'll find this get customer details. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you click here, you'll find this parameters. We'll understand in a bit what is that parameter as well. Okay, so if I right click here, okay, and if
Mm.
I click on the modify, I can get a chance to modify this SP. Okay, how to modify? If you want to add any logic or if you want to change, you can modify here. Okay, so if you also also if you want to understand what is the logic written in this customer get customer details SP. Okay, let's say you joined one organizations and you have to work on this store procedure. Okay, so and if they ask you to go through the logic of this and you want to understand what is the logic written is that, you just have to right click here, script store procedures, create you new query window. Okay, so it will create your, it will give you the all the existing code for this store procedures. Okay, if you can see, just forget about this part.
Yeah.
Use deep database means it's using this database, and if you can see that the same code given here, right, that's what we have written
Yeah.
here, right? Very simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay, now we understand how to create procedure. Okay, there is one more thing, okay, that I will tell you. that instead of procedures, even you can use only procedure probe, that will also work. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so instead of this, let's say if you use procedures, still it will work. Okay.
Yeah.
So I will show you that by running this code again. Okay, and let's say here I'm giving get customer details. Let me call this as a underscore 2. Okay,
Okay.
and let me create this. Okay, so if I go here and if I refresh this, you'll find the another SP here underscore 2. Okay, so this is a shortcut, okay, that you can use proc or you can use procedures. That's not a problem.
Yeah.
Okay, now interesting part is that now, as I said, where is the definitions, that this is a store procedures, right? In SQL, this is pre-compiled, we'll understand this later. Set of SQL statements. Okay, now this is in my store procedure, this is my set of SQL statement. This is actually
Yeah.
one single statement, but just imagine there will be a lot of SQL statements. Okay, so this is my SQL statement, right? Okay, that can be stored in database. Now you understand, that can be stored in database means I already stored in my database, right? Now I don't have to save this code anywhere, right? Because I have already stored in my database. Okay,
Got it.
and now
Yeah.
we'll understand execute whenever needed. Okay, now I want to execute, I can execute this anytime. Okay, so I don't have to write every time this code, I can execute directly this. So how I can execute this? Okay, so first thing, how you can execute, you just copy this. Okay, paste here, you just select this store procedure name and just click on execute. Okay, can you guess what
That's it.
will be the result set? What will be the
First name,
output?
last name, like we'll get the columns.
All this data.
Yeah.
Correct. If I execute the uh, okay, if I execute this, I'm getting all this data. Okay, so
Yeah.
this is one way. Okay, second way is that you can execute like this. Execute is, this is the machine keyword. Okay, so this will execute and this is your store procedure name. Okay, so if I execute this again, I will get the same result. Okay, and th third option is that you can go with execute full statement. That will also the same like proc and procedures. It will be like execute and execute, will you give the same results. Okay, so
Yeah.
I have said to you 3 options how to execute this. Just select your store procedure names, it will work. Execute also will work, and along with that, even if you use only execute keyword, still it will work. Okay, so these are the 3 options to
Yeah.
execute your SP, and you'll get all this code. Okay, and one more options, you if you want to execute this using UI. Okay, if you just go here, so right click, and here is you have the option execute store procedures. Okay, if you click here, it will ask you for some parameters. There is no parameter for this SP, and just click OK, and you
Okay.
can see that. Okay, you got all these results, right?
Yeah.
So these are the 4 options to execute your SP. Okay,
Yeah.
now let's say in previous session, let me close this. Okay. Okay, so can you see that can you remember this in previous sessions we have seen, right, how I
Yeah.
find out the patient details who admitted in last 30 days, right? So this is
Yeah.
my set of code, right? Okay, let me copy this and let's create one store procedures. Okay, now tell me the
Yeah.
syntax. Create
Create procedure.
hmm, procedure,
USP
correct.
underscore.
What name
Yeah.
we should give? Get patient
Yeah.
details
Details.
who admitted in 30 days. Okay,
Mm.
let's say get patient details who admitted in 30 days. Okay, then as you begin and end,
And
and you have to write your code here. Okay,
okay.
and now let me execute this. Okay, your storage is
Hmm.
created. Where is it
Yeah.
stored?
And
Here, right? In
yeah. Yeah.
program. If I
Yeah.
refresh this, I should get this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Now I got this. How I can execute this store procedure now?
With execute, you can execute it
Correct.
directly. Yeah.
Okay,
Or else you can hit execute.
right.
Yeah.
So if I execute, I got this. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect. Now
Mm.
I don't have to
Yeah.
write all this logic, right? So just imagine, right? Okay, so this is my
Mm.
business logic, this is my complex logic, right? So I have written all this logic. So every time if I ask, I go and find out the patients who admitted within 30 days. So every time you have to write this
Mm.
file, you have to open this code, you have to execute this code, right? And if you execute
Mm.
this code, you'll get this result. So instead of that, I'm just storing this into my database and I can execute multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Now you
Yeah.
understand the meaning of this definition?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's SQL statements can be stored in database and executes whenever needed.
Mhm.
Got it?
Yeah.
So this is what the definition. Okay,
Yeah.
and it is mainly used for reusability, so I can execute multiple times, right? So this code I can execute
Mhm.
multiple times. Different developers, develop different team
Mhm.
members, analytics persons, anyone can
Mhm.
execute this, right? They don't have to write this logic every times. You just give them a store procedures name and they can execute this and they'll get the patient details in the
Mhm.
right? So this is what
Yeah.
the store procedure is all about. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah.
good. So now let's understand. Okay, now we understand what is the source procedure, and you understand, right, why store procedure is needed. It's important,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
So all your business logics complex your store. So I would say the weightage for the store procedure is 60 to 70%. Okay, your 60 to 70% work is related to your store
Okay.
procedures. You have to write the
Hmm.
business logics into store procedures. There's thousands and thousands store procedures will available in your
Mhm.
database. Okay, so when I'm
Okay.
saying in previous sessions I said join is very important in SQL, right? That's 60-70% weightage. Now I'm saying that the store procedure is taking that much time, that much a weightage. So actually seen as that even the join logic is itself in this your store procedures, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
that is
Yeah.
correlated these points. Okay, so understand these things. So this is very important to understand the importance of store procedures. Okay, so going forward, when you will work in any organizations, you will find there will be thousands and thousands of SPs, business logics, and a lot of things. Okay, okay, good. So we'll understand the next part. Okay, so how to create the store procedure, that we understand, right? How to create the procedure,
Mhm.
right? Now we'll
Yeah.
understand the next part is that alter. Okay, and then we'll understand draw part. Okay, now let's say this is my store procedure. Okay, and in this store procedures, let's say I want to add one more column. Okay, let me do alt F1. Okay, now let's say I want to add one more column. Okay,
Mhm.
let's say date of birth. Okay, I want to add first name, last name, and then let's say copy, and let me add here date of birth. Okay, how I gonna test my logic? I can just execute this. Okay, it's working fine, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, now tell me, I'm commenting this part and I'm executing this. Okay, create procedures. I want to
Mhm.
change in this SP. Okay, get customer details, and I want to
Mhm.
add this one more column. Okay, so I'm just executing this. Okay, create. Okay.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. Now can you tell me what is the error?
Since we have not stored this one, it will not show. We have not stored it.
No, this store procedure is
In
already
the
available.
procedure, yeah, but yeah, right. Yeah.
This procedure is already available. See, if I execute this, I
Mhm.
can see all this, but I can't see the date of birth. Now the requirement come from the customer that let's say from your client that I want a date of birth as well in this column. Okay, so you have to
But
add this.
yeah,
Hmm?
while adding the statement, you had not added date of birth.
Yeah, so first
Like we
time,
didn't
yeah,
store it.
first when we
Yeah.
create the store procedures, that time this
Yeah.
date of birth was not there. Okay, and then I created
Not
the
there.
store
Yeah.
procedures, and that's why I'm
Yeah.
getting this result sets. Okay, when I'm executing this store
Mm.
procedures, I'm getting this
Mhm.
result set. Okay, now the customer asks to add a date of birth here. Okay, so I have to add date of birth
Mhm.
here. If I tested
Mm.
my logic is working fine,
Logic is working.
but
Yeah.
when I'm
But
executing, I'm getting, what is the error? Can you read that error?
there is already an object named this in the database.
right? So what it's saying, object means your store procedure, right? So what it's saying
Yeah.
that your object is already available. Object means this is your store procedure, so this is already available
Yeah.
in your database, so you can't create a new. So if you remember, right, when we create a one table, and if you try to
Huh.
create again the same table with the same name, it gives you the error, right? That
Got
table,
it. Got
yeah,
it.
the table name is
So
already
we
available.
have to drop it.
Yeah, you have two options. You can drop and create, and you have one more option. What do you do in when
Alter.
alter?
Alter.
Correct.
Yeah.
So when you do
Okay.
alter
Got
here,
it.
okay. Now if I'm doing alter here, and if I execute this,
Hmm.
that now my command completed successfully. That means it is updated my store procedure now. Okay.
Oh,
Now
yeah.
if I execute this, will I get a date of birth column?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
Good. So I can see date of birth column is here.
Hmm.
Got it? So this is how I can alter my uh, store procedure. Okay. So there is one
Hmm.
more thing, okay, in the latest versions. Okay. So how you can do that, if you don't know if that store procedure that you are doing for first time or a second time. So there's one more option that you can go with, create or alter. Okay.
Create or alter. Okay.
Okay. Control X. I'm
Yeah.
going here. Okay. Create or alter. Okay. Now let's say I will remove this date of birth for now, and I'm using create or alter. So it will not give that error that we get in the last time, right?
Yeah.
So if I execute this, now I will not get this error. Okay. If I select this store procedure and execute, now I can see that, right? This date of birth is not there now. Okay. Let me add date of birth. Sorry, control Z, control Z. Okay. Now let me add the date of birth, and I'm giving create or alter. And if I execute this now, I will not get the error, but it will add the date of birth, right?
Yeah.
Now, if I
Yeah.
select this store procedure and execute this, I
Hmm.
will get a date of birth here. Got it?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah. But
Okay.
we can't add extra column, right? So like if we want to create one more column, we can't do that.
Why
Like for
should?
example, there is like country, there is state also. Okay, there's
Hmm,
if we want to add like last name is also there. What do we add? Like if we want to add extra column,
hmm. Extra
we
column
can't add
where?
it. Like in the database. Like first name, last name, date of
Hmm,
birth.
hmm,
If we want to add one more column
hmm,
of data, like any data, we
hmm.
can't do that, right? For example, if we want to add address,
So is there address is available in your customer table?
yeah,
Mm,
that's what later on if we need it, we
yeah,
can't do that, right?
yeah, see, so your store procedure is underlying to your is connected to your underlying table, right? So
Yeah.
definitely it will
Okay.
access those columns, those are already available here. Okay. If you want to do
Yeah.
manipulations, or if you want to add some columns by default value, let's say like this, right? Okay. NA, and this is as address. Okay. So that
Hmm.
on fly hard coded static value you can add. Okay.
Hmm.
Right. Like
Okay.
this is my customer address, let's say, but that will be NA only. Okay, so this is hard coded value that doesn't make any sense. But you can,
Okay.
if you want to do manipulations or some things, let's say your order quantity and you have the amounts you have to calculate and total amounts, that transformations logic you can write. Okay, but if you want to add
Okay.
extra column, let's say in customer tables you want to add a customer address, so that customer address you have to first add in your customer table, right?
That's what, yeah.
Yeah, and then
Here
it
we can't add it.
yes, here you can't add it. But
Yeah.
what you can add is your transformation logics, or if you want to add some, let's say you buy some quantity of the products, this is the price of the products, then you can multiply that price, multiply by quantity, and that what is your total bill, like that you can do the transformations logic here. Okay, but you can't add directly customer address. Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Okay.
so I will remove this right now. Okay, and if I execute this, let me copy this. I want to execute this, okay, like this, so that you guys will do practice based on this instead of selecting this. So this is the best way to execute. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Now we understand, okay, how to alter the store procedure. Okay, good. Now we'll understand how to drop the store procedure. So let's say and now you are in a development phase. Okay, there's multiple SPs created by you. Now you understand that, right? This SP is not required. Okay, that underscore 2 SP is not required to you. Okay, so how you can drop, like drop table, it's like a drop procedure. Okay, it will work
Okay.
like that.
Yeah.
You can execute like this. Okay, drop procedures. Got it? One more thing, like create proc, you can use drop procedure as well. Okay, but
Yeah.
now this SP is already if I execute this, I will get the error because that
Yeah.
SP is already dropped, so there is no that object is available. Okay, so let me take this one because I want to show you how the code is working. Okay, drop procedure this. Okay, now it is executed, right? Now what
Yeah.
if I executed again, what I will get?
You will get the error.
Right. Okay, so
Yeah.
there is also SAP options. Okay, so if you remember drop table if exist, we have added, right? So if
Yeah.
you add a drop procedure if exist, you will not get this error this time. Got it? Because it will check if this procedure is available, and then and only then it will drop, otherwise it will not drop. So this is how you will get the safe query. Okay, so you will not get error in, let's say you are adding this code in production, so it will not fail. Okay, so it will drop only if exists, otherwise it will go ahead. Okay, so this is the standard coding practice used in the IT industry. Okay, again in drop procedures you can use drop procedure here as well. Okay, that's not a problem. Okay, so whenever you want to whenever you want to alter the store procedures, you can do one thing or do two things. Once you drop the store procedure and create procedure. Okay, otherwise you can create or alter, you can use the create and alter statement. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, well, that point is covered, right? Now where it gets saved, right, that is also covered, right? You understand where it is saved?
In the database?
Yeah, in database. Yeah,
Yeah.
obviously it will save in database, but you have to
Yeah.
understand in programmability, in
Okay.
programmability folder, it will store into the store procedure folder. Okay.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, good. uh where it gets saved, that's we covered point this. Okay, now okay, we'll understand how to execute this. That we also understand, right? Use execute sp name,
Yeah.
directly select that sp and execute, and from UI also, right? Okay, now type of store procedure we'll understand. Okay, type of store,
Yeah.
type of sp, input parameters and output parameter. Okay, execute with input parameter, with sequence and without. Okay, so that will understand. Okay, first, okay, the type of store procedures. Okay, now interesting part come here. Let's say this is my get customer details. Okay,
Yeah.
but let's say I want the customer based on parameter that I'm passing. Let's say if I, for this store procedures, if I say if I'm passing the gender as a male, I want male list. If I'm passing the gender as female, I want a female list. Okay, so how I can do this? Okay, so right now I'm getting all the list. So so how we can do this? For this SP, I will pass a input parameter. Okay, so as I said, there are the two things. Okay, input parameters and output parameters. So we'll understand right now about the input parameter. Okay, type of SP. In the type of SP, you have that input parameters and output parameter. Okay, actually this is not a type of SP, type of parameters actually, you can say. Okay, so we'll understand first about the importance of the input parameters. What is the input parameter? First, we'll understand why we need input parameter. Okay, so let's say for this customer details, every times I will get only all these customer details. But if I want, let's say if I pass gender, then I want, based on that gender, I want the list of male or list of female. Okay, this is how I want to create this as a dynamic. Okay, so that's why I want to use input parameter. Okay, so let's say tomorrow someone said, right, along with gender, I want from this specific state, let's say from my state Telangana, I want only females. Okay, so in that case it will filter based on these two parameters. Okay, so how we can achieve that? Uh, Again, it's very simple and interesting. Okay, so just you have to add one parameter. Okay, so how you can add the parameters? You can add the parameter with the name @ and I'm adding gender. You can give any name. Okay, gender
Okay.
or something, and you have to give the data type for this variable. Okay, so what is the data type for this? So if you can go customers, if you do Alt F1, and here if you find the gender, what is that? Character, right? And the length is 1. So you can give character. Okay, and size of that character is 1 because you are passing only single character, right?
Okay.
So always make
Yeah.
sure that whatever the parameter data type is there in this main table, try to use the same data type. Okay, now I added this gender, okay, as a character. Now I have to use this parameter in my SP, right? In logic, where let's say my gender equal to, let's say I'm passing here female. Okay, and let's say if I execute this, let me test my code. Okay, it's working fine.
Yeah.
Female, right? If I write as a M male, I will get this as a male, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. But
Yeah.
every time you have to do this is a hard coded here, right? But I don't want to
Yeah.
do hard coded. I want to pass dynamically from here, and I want it will automatically take here. So instead of this em, I'm passing this value from my store procedure, right? So I'm passing this value from here, from gender. So I will
Yeah.
use this variable here. That's it.
Okay.
Very simple.
Yeah.
Got it? Now
Yeah.
let me comment this. Let me execute this. Create or alter. Will it work? If I execute this, will this update the store procedures with this updated logic?
Yeah.
Correct. Because we used create or alter, right? If I used only create, it will give me the error, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let me execute this. Okay. Before that, I want to show you as well. Okay. It's a error because this is very important because when you work in real projects, actually you'll get some error like this. So you have to be known. You have to be understand all these years. Okay, so it's saying there's already object is available, right? So you have to use alter here. Okay,
Yeah.
perfect, good. Now my store process is completed, right? Now tell me, if I execute this, will it work?
Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. No?
read read the error. Okay,
Procedure. Gender, which was not supplied. Sex, which was not supplied. I don't understand.
okay, what we did in current store procedure, we did some changes, right? We have added this
Yeah.
as an input parameter. So very simple. The error, it's self-explanatory. Okay, if you read the error carefully, okay, procedure or function, this is my procedure, expect parameter @ gender. Okay, so what it's saying, is this procedure expecting this parameter which was not supplied. Very simple
Yeah,
and
before it was
self-explanatory.
not supplied.
Yeah, so it is not
Ah, got it.
supplied, right? So if you
Yeah,
understand this, you'll come to know. Okay, now I have to
got it.
pass this parameter here. So when I'm passing this, I have to pass this here. Okay, so how I can pass here? So this variable name, I can copy this parameter name here, and I will give this value here. Okay, if I give the value m, what I will now, if I execute this, what result set I will get?
Only male?
Correct?
No?
Correct. Don't worry, be confident. Okay, and now if I pass the f, I will get the female. Okay, don't worry, it's okay, you are giving good try. Don't worry, I know it's first time, so don't worry, I'm just trying to you know trying to keep you more attentive. Okay. Okay, now if you can see f, that means I got all the female list. Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, Sounds good. Okay, now let's create this more interesting. Okay, select star from customers. Now what I'm saying, along with gender. Okay,
Mhm.
okay, before that, tell me, if I pass here K, what I will get?
K.
Hmm?
There's nothing called as K, so we'll not get anything. I
Okay,
feel. Yes.
correct. You feel right. Okay,
Yeah.
good. Good. Okay, now along with customer, okay. So now my requirement is that along with gender, I want to pass a city as well. Okay, here.
Hmm.
So can you tell me can you tell me how I can change this? I want to add city as well in this where conditions. How I can do that?
Where
Gender is equal to @gender
mhm. Where city is equals to
and
no? Comma?
and
Yeah.
you have to add
Okay.
and. Okay, no problem. You have to
Okay.
add and then city is equal to,
A,
let's say I'm copying this, let's say uh Telangana, okay, or okay, I'll take a city, right? Instead of that, I will take state. Okay,
yeah.
okay, and I'm passing this as a Telangana. Okay,
Hmm.
will it work? No, because this is a parameter, right? That
Yeah.
parameter value expecting, right? So that must be declared. So let me test my logic first, right? So here I will pass as, let's say, female. I want all the females from the Telangana state. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry, execute. Okay, this is how I will get, right? Ananya is from the Hyderabad, right? From Hyderabad city and Telangana. Good. So the
Hmm.
same way, let's say I want all the male candidates from the Maharashtra. So how I can do that? I will pass the Maharashtra here. I will pass EM here,
And
right?
yeah.
And I will get this. But this is what I'm doing. I'm passing every time. This is
Hmm.
Maharashtra, female. Okay, so one candidate is there, right? So I
Yeah.
got all this from Maharashtra, the male candidates. Perfect.
Yeah.
But I want to pass this as a parameterized. Now tell me how I can do that here in a state. Okay,
Mhm.
equal to, I have passed this as a hard coded, na? I have to pass this as a
Hmm.
parameter. So
Hmm.
how I can do that? This is my parameter, right? State is my
How to
parameter.
get this?
Sorry.
How to get this? Like the output you
Yeah. So you just have to select
just
this
print
customer table
output.
and Alt
Okay.
F1. Okay, shortcut is there. Alt.
Okay.
Okay, Alt
Yeah.
plus F1,
F1. Okay.
your F1 key, right? And
Yeah.
you'll get that shortcut. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I will take this state as a parameter. The value is en varchar 100, right?
Hmm.
So I will
Yeah.
copy this and I will pass this parameter here. So how I can pass?
Hmm.
I have to just add a comma separated. Okay. I have to give add the red sign. This is my state is my variable,
Hmm.
and you have to pass this as 100.
Hmm.
This is my input parameter. Okay, so don't think that I have to add the same like my column name. Okay, I have just added only
Hmm.
for the understanding purpose. Okay, you can
Okay.
give like this as well. Okay, that's not a problem. Input parameter. Okay,
Hmm.
and state, still it will work. That's not a problem.
Okay.
Okay, for gender also, if you give input, it will work. Okay, that's not a
Hmm.
problem.
Yeah.
Just want to clear your concept. Okay, but
Okay.
just for a standing, just for mapping purpose or to understand this gender is
Hmm.
for this gender column, this state is for this state purpose. That's why we just try to keep this syntax variables as matching. Okay,
Hmm.
so I have added this state here, right? So I have to copy this, I have to pass here. Simple.
Yeah.
So whenever for this store procedures, I will pass these two parameters. The gender will go here,
Hmm.
the state will go here, and it will execute the SP and it will give me the expected output. Okay, now if I